Welcome back to another episode of the Marr Fit podcast. Today we have a friend of mine. He had one of those transformations that was jaw-dropping, show-stopping, and I had to reach out, and he was gracious enough to come and sit down with me for the next 40 minutes or so. So without further ado, Tyler, how you doing, man?
Not too bad, man. How we doing tonight?
Doing great, man. I appreciate you coming on the show. Transformation, the before and after is huge, and it's going to be a lot to unpack in this episode. I guess the first thing that we could jump into is what made you get started on your fitness journey?
I was, where I was working in a factory for like a year, and I kind of was just going down a bad road, eating a lot of bad food. I was around 290. Looked in the mirror one day, and I was like, I gotta do something. So started doing cardio every single day, about 6 miles of running, caloric deficits. Then I lost about 100 pounds in a year, and then kind of from there, I kind of just fell in love with the whole entire fitness thing. Kind of never
Yeah.
really just gave it up. I kind of just locked more into it.
Yeah. So when you say you were working at the factory eating junk food and you said you felt like you had to do something, was there a specific moment or breaking point where it was like enough's enough?
I kind of just looked in the mirror, and my buddy, we went to a local YMCA, and my buddy was actually going there to look around and sign up. And it was a Sunday, and I looked there, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to sign up for this. I'm just going to join. Joined that Monday and started going every single day.
Before starting on your journey, like how did you view food and working out?
I view food as just like as in like a more of an enjoyment more than as like something that fuels your body. Like I would eat, like four slices of pizza and a soup cup of ranch every day after work. And I
Of
didn't
course.
really look at working out like I didn't really do sports in high school, anything like that. So I didn't really view working out as like a thing in life that I needed to do.
How did your relationship change with food after you started on your journey?
Well, I cut out a lot of the things, that I like to eat, and then as I kind of grew into being able to cook more and everything, I learned how to substitute things out and be able to cook foods I love while substituting out ingredients that are more healthy for me. So it
Okay.
really adapted more of my cooking lifestyle too. I do a lot of meal prepping. I weigh all my food out by grams, carbs, fats, proteins, calories, everything like that.
Did you always know how to do that or did somebody teach you?
No, honestly, no. At first, I kind of just wung it for a little bit. I just kind of did like a major caloric deficit for the first few years and lost a lot of body fat. Luckily, I don't have much loose skin due to me being in my mid 20s when I did it. I think my skin rebounded very nicely. So, but I kind of just lost a bunch of weight at first and I started building muscle later on in my journey.
So you said at first you started out, you were doing a lot of running. Wait,
Yep.
before you even started on your journey, what did your activity levels look like?
Well, see, I built trains for a living, so it was a decent amount of activity being at work. Working 8 to 10 hour days. Up and down ladders and picking up heavy equipment and stuff like that. So it was low to moderate, I'd say.
It's a low to moderate, but I guess they say you can't outwork a bad diet. So
No,
despite,
exactly, yes.
yeah. So what does activity look? I know you train now. What does a typical week like? What split are you following? How much cardio
I
are you doing?
So I wake up on a Monday, right?
Right.
I have an internal alarm clock of 5:30 a.m. So I can't sleep past that. So I get up, pet my dog, electrolytes, black coffee, go to the gym. I do 45 minutes of abs, 45 minutes of walking uphill, cardio at 3.5, 15 incline, try to burn about 600 to 700 calories in the morning. I go home, have my first meal, shower, I go to work. I sell vehicles for a living. So I'm able to walk a lot and get a lot of cardio that way. So that's nice. But I'm also at a desk job too. So it also sucks. So that's why I do two a days.
Right.
Work from 9 to 7. So I get out of work at 7. I go back to the gym to lift till about 8:30, 9ish, come home, eat, and then go to bed.
Sweet. What's
So
your
it's kind of
split?
so my split is Monday I do chest, tris, and shoulders. Tuesday back and buys, rear delts. Wednesday is front legs, so quads, calves, and then Thursday I do volume chest and tris. Friday is width back and biceps. Then Saturday I do a overall arm day just to get a good pump in, and then Sunday is hamstrings and glutes.
And so it sounds like you're pretty dialed in. Did you come up with this split on your own, or did you find it online, or how
No,
did you?
honestly, Chat GPT has helped me a lot with my journey because honestly, it helped me with my meal plan, weighing everything out, kind of lets me dial in, as I put my body fat in, I put like my body weight and everything, and my reps, and it calculates everything for me pretty much. So Chat GPT has been a big help for everything.
I know you said you've been at this for a while. When did you officially start on your journey?
7 to 8 years ago,
7 to 8 years ago.
give or take. Yes, yep.
What has motivated you to stay consistent?
Just the change in my body. I've always been one to, if something is within grasp, I'm one to just dial in and just keep going at it and at it and at it.
It's so interesting, man, because I was on a similar journey and I saw changes and then I would fall off. I would lose 20, gain 30, and I've been doing
Okay.
that for a
Yeah.
while
Okay. I feel that. I feel that. Okay.
before it finally stuck. So my question for you, man, throughout this journey, like you said, you lost over 100 pounds. Did you have any
Mhm.
roadblocks or challenges or backsliding at all? Was it smooth for you?
I got to like 170-ish, and then I decided to try to bulk up, but I didn't really know how to bulk really well, so I was eating just junk food. So I tried doing a dirty bulk. So I got to like 190, got back down to 165, got back up to 185. So there's been weights I've been, up and down trying to do what I can to build muscle.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have the information I do now, which wish I had.
So information was probably your biggest challenge for you throughout the journey.
Yeah, just understanding what different lifts are, like I was doing a lot of lifts I didn't need to do, and, like a lot of like lies in food. Like I was eating a lot of protein bars, thinking I could substitute whole proteins with, a lot of protein bars, which you're not able to do if you want to be able to put on clean muscle. I do one yogurt bowl in the morning with a scoop of protein, and then at night I do a casein shake, and that's all I do for supplemental proteins. And I try to get 250 all together throughout the day. So I'm at about a pound and a half of meat.
What other realizations did you come to throughout this process? Like you just said, with protein bars, you can't really put on clean muscle. What other things kind of clicked for you as you were going through the journey?
Cardio is necessary to have a healthy lifestyle no matter what you're doing. If you're bulking, if you're cutting, if you're doing anything in life with your cardiovascular system and honestly overall health. Because there was a time where I cut out cardio for like a year and I felt overall worse than I ever have lifting. So
Why'd you cut out cardio for a year?
just because I was doing like a bulk and thought I didn't need it, I need to, keep as much calories in my body as I can.
I think everybody goes through that. I think everybody on this journey experiences that. So you started at 290.
Yep.
At what weight did you start seeing abs?
I mean, 180-ish, I would say, but they weren't really defined. It was more so just a little bit of uppers. I
Yeah.
didn't really start losing the lower body fat until about a year ago when I started really dialing on abs. I treat abs more as like a main body part, not accessory lift. That's why I do them every single morning because your abs is your biggest part of your body and it heals so fast because carrying your body weight all day, you're standing all day, you're sitting, you're always putting, pressure on your abs. So they're able to heal quick enough that I think you're able to work up every single day.
You can hit abs pretty hard and be fine. I don't think most people know that. I think a lot of people treat abs like just like whatever, like it's not a muscle. Did you ever have to come to that realization that abs need, like, do you train abs with weight? Let me ask you that.
Weighted, yes.
Yeah.
I do a lot of because I want to get that more bulkier style abs to fill in some of the little bit of loose skin I have in the bottom of my, physique.
Yeah. What did that do for your confidence, if anything, when you go from almost 300 pounds to you start seeing the top four abs? How did that change your mind?
I mean, I was always very a sociable person in high school and everything, being a larger person, a lot of people. I was a funny guy, so I mean, it really boosted my confidence because I was never able to walk around with my shirt off or do things like that. Now, when I'm in the gym, people ask me, like, how do I do what I do? And it's nice, people looking at me like that.
What mental or emotional changes were key to your transformation, if any?
What do you mean by mental or emotional?
With this journey, staying consistent is difficult in and of
Mhm.
itself. Me, I had days where this last run that I've been on, I got 100 days into my journey. And I just knew after about 90 or 100 days, I would be in a physique that I was happy with. And I
Yep.
wasn't. It took
Yep.
me up until 210 days of just grinding it out before I finally started to see any real changes, like noticeable changes that I
Right.
felt good with. So my
Yep.
question to you is like, what mental changes did you experience that were key to your transformation? Like for me, I had to sit down and wrestle with the idea that, okay, Amar, you're 100 days in, you've been giving it your all from a nutrition and training standpoint, and you are not in the body that you thought you would be in. So
Right.
you have to be okay with going until, the distance, no matter what it's going to be. That's what I had to wrestle with mentally. Did you
Right.
have any
Okay.
things like that?
Not really, because like as soon as I started seeing changes, I just kept rolling with it. Like I was locked in, dialed in. Like if I missed the gym one day, something's tragic has happened in my life. I calculate it's been like 3,000 days I've been like all together going to the gym.
Jeez.
Yeah. And that's probably even more with 2 days, So it's just something I enjoy. It
Got
keeps me
you.
out of trouble, keeps my mind clean, allows me to go listen to music, listen to podcasts. Why would I do that at home sitting on a computer when I can go to the gym doing, walking uphill, lifting weights, doing something productive.
No, that makes sense. What podcast are you listening to these days?
I do a lot of Theo Vaughn, a lot of sports podcasts, Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey's podcast.
3,000 days in. What's something that you know now that you wish you knew on day one?
Diet is 85% of everything, and you can't do anything without a good diet. Your overall health it doesn't matter how much you lift, how much you run, how much you do crunches, you won't be able to build a physique without having a locked in diet. And for years, I spent, just half assing my diet, thinking I could, which I look decent, but it wasn't, where I'm at now, where I'm, vascular as I am, as lean as I am, and everything like that.
That most people don't get it. For anyone that's listening to this, whether you're watching it on YouTube or listening, however you got it, you heard the man. Diet is 85%. Take that and hold on to that as tightly as possible and do not let it go. You cannot BS your way through your diet and expect to look lean. You can't. He has tried. I have tried, and countless others have tried, and it does not work. Our bodies aren't designed for it. What other myths did you believe that turned out to be complete BS?
There is no magic, oxy shred or anything like that you can take that's going to help you lose weight. That's just caffeine in a pill. That's just helping you sweat more. Another is don't skip leg day, because I did for 3 years, and it was the worst decision that I ever made.
Really? You skipped leg day for 3 years?
3 years, yep.
You didn't feel guilty?
Nope, not at all. I just wore sweatpants every single day.
What made you start?
Just my build was getting lopsided, honestly. So I figured. Then I kind of just fell in love with legs. I love doing legs 2 times a week. It's one of the best pumps you can have because it's one of the biggest body parts that you have.
For me personally, it took me forever to really grasp how intense you need to train legs. Did you ever struggle with like intensity?
Actually, not really. If so in the mornings, it's a little tough because it's when I first wake up. I'm groggy. That's why I don't lift weights in the morning anymore. But at night, I throw a few scoops of pre-workout in me. No, not really. I pretty much dial in the intensity. And it's nice being at the gym where I'm at because it has a good vibe and it's a 24/7 gym. And they have a lot of nice equipment. Has a good vibe for bodybuilding around there too.
You mentioned a few things throughout the podcast so far that you take electrolytes, protein, and now pre-workout. What brands do you take for these
I
things?
take Naked I use for a lot of my brands. It's like my casein is 3 ingredients: coconut sugar, casein, and one other one. I use Naked creatine and Naked whey protein just because I like getting, if I am using a supplement to supplement protein, I want to make sure it's as clean as it can be. So there's countless brands out there. A lot of it's fillers. A lot of those flavors, they're fillers. They have a lot of just unneeded fats and sodiums and all like that.
But they look pretty, right? When you go to GNC.
And they taste good. They do taste good.
But it goes back to the diet, people. You got to go with whole foods where possible. And when you do supplement, the least amount of ingredients as possible. It might not taste the same or be marketed the same, but in terms of your body digesting it and processing it, it does make a difference. You lost almost like half your body weight, dude. Do people in your life treat you differently now versus when you were heavier?
Yeah, for
What does
sure.
that look like?
I mean, it's a good feeling. Because I went through high school overweight all of my high school. So I didn't get to really experience high school as a in shape person or something like that, so that would have been nice. But yeah, you definitely get treated differently on the streets, and just in general, being a more physically fit and attractive person than
You feel like people are nicer to you?
Yeah, definitely.
That is a weird phenomenon, and I did not understand it, but that happens. People literally look at you differently. People stare, people like kind of smirk. You can see it in their eyes. It's weird. It's very strange. Did you have anybody that inspired you or any influencers or mentors in the fitness space?
One of my buddies, Matt, when I first started, he really took me under his wing and kind of showed me the ropes of a lot of things. But other than that, different YouTube videos, TikToks, things like that, just trying different things on my own too in the gym. I experiment a lot with different ab exercises and just doing random stuff. In between my sets, I do calisthenics instead of resting. I'm always hanging off something, doing some sort of ab exercise. So I'm doing abs pretty much 14 times a week.
When I air this episode, I'm going to show it up on the screen, that after picture with the abs out. He's not lying, people. This is a guy you could tell he works abs. The abs are there. Any injuries at all?
So I have really bad sciatic nerve, unfortunately. So if I happen to tweak it, I'm like in bed for like a week straight. I can't walk. That's been a thing for like 10 years. It's kind of bit probably 4 or 5 times. So when it does, it kind of takes me out for a little bit. But being in the gym has honestly helped that tremendously too. A lot of stretching, a lot of walking uphill. That's why I walk uphill every day, because it allows your hips to stretch out in the morning. Me being at a desk job, I don't get a lot of time to, do a lot of heavy lifting or anything like that while I'm at work, except for walking around a lot.
The sciatica, is that like a genetics thing or is it
No, it's just kind of a nerve that every now and then I'll just tweak it and my back will swell up and I gotta like army crawl around the house pretty much. Other than
no,
that, no, I broke both my wrists twice, so there was that. But
working out or is that
no,
separate?
that was when I was a little younger.
Yeah, man. So what's next for you? What does the next level look like? Are you currently bulking, cutting? What's your
Not
next goal?
so currently right now I'm losing about a half a pound of body fat a week according to my scale. So I'm kind of just going off that till I get to about probably 160 to 155-ish. And at
Okay.
that point, I think this winter, football season comes up. I tend to cook every Sunday, a lot of homemade pastas and stuff. I tend to try to do a little bit of a lean bulk on during the winter and fall because it's kind of hard not to. So I'll probably try to get up to 175, 180 clean weight and then go from there. Just redo it again.
I'm kind of going through some rapid fire questions now
Yep,
as we
no, you're
wrap
good.
up the interview. What's your favorite cheat meal or your cheat meal of choice?
Homemade Taco Bell Crunchwrap Supremes or probably spaghetti and meatballs. Just a
Yeah.
whole entire, just big old plate of spaghetti and meatballs.
Least favorite exercise and favorite exercise.
Least favorite exercise is Bulgarian split squats.
Yeah.
Hate those so much just because they kind of hurt my lower back a little bit. Most favorite exercise, probably shoulder press. I love a good shoulder pump. Being able to see the shoulder veins
Mm,
pop out after a shoulder press is nice. Standing
mm.
military press. Yep.
I agree with both. I had legs yesterday. The Bulgarian split squats are the bane of my existence. There's something about them, man. They'll break
Yeah.
you.
They will. They are awful.
Gym pet peeves.
Oh, I got tons of these, man. People leaving their bags around, people not cleaning up weights, people just throwing their shit around, leaving dumbbells in the middle of the walkways, Like there's just certain kind slamming weights when not needed. Like if you can't pick up the 35s when you're doing chest press, you don't need to slam them like that. Just people these days just don't know common courtesy in the gym space, I feel like.
What's your hype song that gets you hype every time? You throw this song before you jump into a hard
Every
set.
single time, Larry Bird by Riff Raff.
Mm.
I'm a big Riff Raff fan. I mean, I like Riff Raff. I like pretty much a lot of things, a lot of hard style, a lot of Asking Alexandria, Dance Gavin Dance, Young Dolph, big Young Dolph fan, Key Glock, love Key Glock, Riff Raff, Juicy, lot of things.
So someone who's listening to this, right? Say they're 290 pounds right now
Yeah. Yep.
and they watch this interview.
Yep.
What would you tell them to get them on a path to changing their body, changing their life?
Just show up every day. It doesn't take much to get in shape. 3 compound lifting days a week, take a walk 3 times a week, clean up your diet. It's simple things like that. It's the small changes you can take towards a bigger goal. You don't have to go, 7 days a week right off the bat. You can start slow, start simple. Just getting a routine down is your biggest thing you can do.
So that's all my questions for you, man. Anything else that you feel that the people should know?
I feel like supplements, like taking fish oils.
What brand of fish oils, vitamins? Do you have a specific brand that you go to?
I just use the, basic. We got a Wegmans here where I live, so I just use the basic, I don't do anything special because omega 3s is omega 3s. It doesn't matter what label you put on it. I take fish oils, vitamin D3, magnesium, ashwagandha, zinc, a multivitamin. I take beetroot. I really like beetroot. That's good for opening up your oxygen levels and helping you with your overall blood pressure. Other than that, creatine. I'm a big believer in creatine. Been taking that for years. Creatine is huge. Make sure you get not one with a lot of fillers because creatine can make you bloat. Make sure you drink your water with your creatine, things like that. Honestly, other than that, just show up every day, do what you got to do something or do something about it,
Right.
as long as you're getting the supplement in you, that's all.
As you can see, my guy Tyler is straight to the point and the results show. I'm going to put links down below where you can find Tyler on TikTok. Ladies and gents, as you're listening, you can check down in the description. I have Tyler's TikTok down there. Please give him a follow. He did not have to do this, and he was more than willing and happy to do it. Saw the transformation. I said, I got to talk to this guy and see what's the secret. And as you can see, based on this episode, there is no secret. Put in the work, switch up your nutrition, give it a lot of time, and you will be in a better situation than you are today. Tyler, thank you for your time. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon.
No problem, man. I appreciate you having me on here. It was a wonderful time chatting with you, man.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. I want to give a special thanks to my guest Tyler for sharing his journey with us. So many gems in there about mindset, nutrition, fitness, and just pushing through when things get tough. If you got something out of today's episode, make sure to hit that like button, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2025. Also, do me a favor and drop a comment with one key takeaway that you got from today's episode. I'm working on the next guest, so stay tuned. And remember, progress over perfection.